From the middle of Lake Minnetonka, Minnesota, USA. Welcome to the GCN show.
Welcome to the GCN show.
Coming up this week, the best, most hard-hitting Chris Froome interview you've ever heard.
Sure about that?
Yeah.
We've also got some brand new cycling kit from a prestigious outdoor brand, Tom Pidcock's brand new Extreme Corner, plus news of the greatest cyclist you've never heard of, but who was a total trailblazer. This week in the world of cycling, we learned that Tom Pidcock swaps bikes so often, it seems that he sometimes forgets which one he's actually riding.
Ha!
Here he is mistaking his time trial bike for probably a mountain bike, I reckon.
Probably, yeah. That was a good save.
Good save, but that definitely is Extreme Corner right there for this week.
Yeah, now we also learned that his teammate, Geraint Thomas, has upped his game in trying to beat Tadej Pogacar.
Yeah, although it does need a bit of work, in my opinion, that one. It's a bit puby, Geraint, unfortunately.
Puby? Yeah. Anyway, we also learned that while Captain Slow was filming his intro to the GCN show, he was also creating the world's greatest Strava art on ice.
I don't know how you've done that, Captain, but I like that.
I like it,
Tracing GCN show while riding on Lake Minnetonka, which is over in Minnesota.
That's right, yeah. It looks a little bit like a Zwift thing, doesn't it? You know, when everyone comments about like, oh, riding in the sea. A bit like that, anyway. Gotta say, he said it's not perfect calligraphy, but definitely better than my handwriting. So yeah, well done. Thank you, Captain Slow, for uploading that to the GCN app. We also now know, Dan, why you haven't taken that as your username, because someone else has got it.
Ha! Very good side.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Anyway, finally this week, we learned that four-time Tour de France winner Chris Froome is out in Rwanda racing on African soil for the first time in 14 long years.
You know, when I heard that, I actually realised that I was racing against him when he did that last race on African soil, yeah.
Or in the same race as him. How much did he beat you by?
Why have you assumed that?
Because it's Chris Froome and it's you.
4 minutes.
Oh, so he did?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he attacked solo on a flat stage and put 4 minutes into the peloton.
So
40-degree heat.
A lot.
Yeah, not bad, is it? Yeah.
Anyway, he's back in Africa now, racing the Tour de Rwanda, but also he's there for the launch of a brand new cycling facility called the Field of Dreams. That is funded and created by his Israel Premier Tech team and over 1,000 Israel Premier Tech supporters.
Yeah, so this completion of phase 1 is a 1K long tarmac racetrack and a pump track. It's in a place called Bugesera. Phase 2 will be buildings to house the academy, mechanics, and much more besides.
Sounds great, doesn't it? GCN is over there to film a documentary with Chris Froome to be released on GCN Plus this summer. But while we were there, well, we thought that we'd also conduct a hard-hitting interview for this GCN show.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, are you ready for the crappiest interview ever?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We said hard-hitting.
Yeah, what's that about? Crappiest?
I'll let the side down.
Here goes. Question 1. Favourite country to ride in?
Corsica.
Question 2. Best day ever on bike?
Corsica's not a country. Favorite place is Corsica in France.
Best day ever on a bike?
Stage 19 of the Giro.
Come on. Who's the best descender, you or Tom Pidcock?
Pidcock. Give it to him. Yeah, he was. He can handle his bike.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Leg warmers over or under your socks?
Over.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
Rim brakes or disc brakes?
What do I say here? I'm old school. Rim brake.
Good answer. Who will win the Tour de France in 2023?
Jonas. Finger guard.
Do you obsess over your bike setup or just get on it and ride?
Get on it and ride.
Do oval chain rings actually help?
Yes.
Cycling cap or baseball cap?
Cycling cap.
Is there an optimal sock height?
Depends who you ask.
Is it true that you once finished a race behind Dan Lloyd?
I'll have to check on that, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there.
Should time trial bikes be banned?
Yes.
Short, high-intensity intervals or a long training ride?
Long training ride.
What motivates you?
Just getting on my bike every day, the freedom of being out, enjoying outdoors on the bike.
A huge thank you to Chris Froome for that interview, and indeed Harry that conducted it. It
Yeah.
was great though to see Chris carving some gnarly turns around that pump track there, wasn't it? I guess kind of giving Tom Pidcock a bit of a run for his money there.
Well, that's, true. It has to be said. Chris looked rather more in control there, didn't he, than what we've seen of Tom Pidcock so far in this episode, anyway.
Yes, thankfully they both held it up. And now, unfortunately, we were not able to ask Chris Froome who his favourite GCN presenter
Ran out of
is.
time, didn't we?
Yeah, so I think we're just going to have to assume that it's me.
Well, you can assume that, if you like. I'll send him a WhatsApp. Let's find out, actually.
You have not got Chris Froome's number.
You sound surprised.
I do, yes.
Ah,
Did you reply already?
yeah.
That was quick.
Lloyd, brackets man on.
I don't believe he replied that quickly. Anyway, very cool to hear Chris talk in more detail about the Field of Dreams facility and what it might mean for the future of African cycling. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
It feels a little bit surreal for me. It's almost as if it's done full circle for me. I mean, I started cycling out in Kenya, not too far from here, but in Kenya we didn't have anything like this. We didn't have any infrastructure like this. So to see this here now and what it means to the ladies team that we're supporting here and the community in general, I'd love to see the product of this in 10 years' time. I really have the feeling that in the next 10 years we're going to see a huge boom in African cycling, and I think we'll see a wave of African cyclists getting onto the professional scene. I mean, we've already had a few breaking through here and there, but I think similar to the way South America have seen a huge number of Colombians on the pro scene, I think in the next decade we're going to see a lot of Africans coming through as well, hopefully.
Well, I really hope Chris is right
Yeah.
on that front. The odds are definitely stacked against the riders over there. When you hear stories from some of the female riders on Israel Premier Tech supported Rwandan women's team, whose families get by on just $5 a month. And you think what bikes cost these days. I mean,
I know.
how do you get started?
Talk about a barrier to entry. Anyway, like I said, thank you so much to Chris and the Israel Premier Tech team for having us over there. And you have to wait until the summer to watch the full documentary. But you can watch the racing on GCN Plus
Yes,
this week,
we've
can't you?
got daily highlights of the Tour de Rwanda, which we'll get up for you just as soon as we can after each stage. That race runs through to Sunday.
Yeah. Also, let us know which pro cyclists you would like to interview with these kind of really hard-hitting
Yeah.
questions, and what you'd like us to answer them. And we'll do our best, won't
Yes.
we? Get involved in the comments.
Hack/Bodge of the week. The first.
Well, what's he doing here? It's like, we've missed a bit.
Well, we bumped it up. And there are only 4 this week. We've had to cut down, haven't we? Been
Yeah.
told off. Anyway, first up from Javier, not my solution to have your phone on the handlebar. I know it's a bodge, but I thought it was funny enough to be worthy of sharing it.
Well, that's not bad, is it? Nice to see the bar ends, particularly some
Yeah, another
anodized
bar
blue
end.
numbers. Yeah,
They've got to make a comeback soon, surely.
without a doubt. But yeah, I mean, what a terrible place to put your mobile phone. Massive bodge.
Surely that's coming off some way, somehow, with those elastic bands. I'm going to say bodge as well.
Yeah, they're not even tight, are they? Plus, it means you can't use one of your bar ends. So what a waste that is.
Yeah, and you can't really see much of your phone either, or most of the touchscreen.
No, terrible. Right, next up, we've got this one
Hold
from...
on. 91% of you voted that bodge.
Oh, good point.
Right, carry on, Si.
Yeah, sorry, it's because this is in the wrong place. I kind of lost my sense of flow. Right, next up, we got this one. I had to read the name twice. It has to be said.
So did I.
J Sizzles. Yeah. Work stand. I needed a work stand, so I tossed this together in about 20 minutes. That's quite a brag, isn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't cost me more than 20 cents with a welding wire and electricity. And look at that, a genuine work stand. I wouldn't, it's got to be said,
No, I know
clamp
what you're gonna
any
say.
carbon in there whatsoever.
No.
Or any metal, for that matter, but it looks nice.
What, are you going to clamp it in then? Wood?
Like an inner tube or something. Well, look, it's just like 2 bits of metal plate.
You can clamp aluminium or steel in there, surely.
But
If
what about
if
your
put-
paint job?
Oh, I see what you mean about. Yeah, don't put carbon in there because it'll crush it. But you can put metal in there as long as it's not too tightly clamped and you've got some sort of cloth around it.
And it's not really light metal. Like, as in, it's really nice, but it needs to be oriented the other way, doesn't it? So you can clamp on your seat post. If you have a work stand, always clamp your seat post.
Unless it's a carbon or metal seat post. No, we're joking, yes. If it's on your seat post, yeah, it doesn't look like it's manoeuvrable, does it, to that sort of orientation for the seat post, unfortunately.
No, but for 20 cents, what are you expecting? Bodge.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bodge as well, just to be controversial, I think.
Sorry, Jay
Sorry,
Sizzles.
yes, sorry indeed.
To be fair though, 53% of you lot said that was a hack. So I think that's because you like a bargain.
I think so.
You were swayed by the 20
Most
cents,
cyclists
weren't you?
do, don't they?
Yes, we do.
Ox Cyclist B DIY aerocarbon cage knocked this up over the last week or so. So this is not a 20-minute hastily
No,
put
a
together.
week's worth of work.
Bodge. 13-tooth top pulley and 19-tooth lower ceramic bearings, full carbon fibre outer shell for minimal flex, aerofoil shaped in profile, fits 11-speed Shimano Di2 rear mech.
That is
Hack.
pretty cool, isn't it?
Very cool.
Yeah, like, that looks like a thing of beauty.
Well, it looks
Right,
like something
that.
you could sell to me.
Yeah, and it looks like
Really
something
good.
you could buy for many, many hundreds, if not perhaps thousands of dollars. So yeah, I'd say that's a hack, personally.
There could be some big margins on that though, if you're selling it, if it didn't cost you too much to make. But yeah, I guess if it takes you a couple of weeks, then the man hours all...
Well, yeah, but you know, like, as you scale up, that would come down, wouldn't it? You know, there's probably a bit of like some refinements through mass production. I think you got a business there, Oxy Cyclist B.
Well, it's a hack from me as well.
Hack from me, yeah. 20% of you lot, they thought that was a bodge.
Really?
Yeah.
Who said that was a bodge?
Well, I suppose the jury's out on the effectiveness of aerodynamic rear derailleur cages. But, you know, still, if you make it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whoa, this next one. A Highland Cow cycle sent in from markymoo.shaft. Spare time to repurpose some old bike bits. Sorry, Si, I hope that's not too scary. I mean, it is a little bit, but unfortunately it looks as much like a pig as it does a cow. So,
What's it used for the nose?
and that looks like a champagne cork, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it?
I like that. I think that's very cool.
I think it's fantastic. Look at the old the calipers, is that what we used to call them?
Yeah, brake calipers. Yeah.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
It's
What a
really good.
fantastic job.
Also-
I bet that wasn't 20 minutes work either.
No. What I like though is the fact that that looks at first glance like it'd be an enormous cow, and then when you actually look at the scale of it, you think, well, it's probably something you can have on your desk.
Yeah, you realise it's much less frightening than it could be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like a pocket-sized cow.
Again, I could see that being sold in craft shops.
Absolutely. Yes, Marky Moo. Maybe there's a business for you there, if it is indeed yours. Yeah, there you go.
We should remind viewers, Si, that there is small print in the terms and conditions below each GCN show that states that if anything from Hack or Bodge does go on sale, that we take 50% of the profit.
Yeah, that is true, actually. Yeah,
Just be careful of that.
Yeah, what you could do is just send Alex Payton the instructions, and he can make one for GCN Tech. So yeah, we'll do that.
think you can.
No, I don't think you could either. Right, thank you so much, as always, for sending in your hacks and your bodges to the GCN app. Let us know, by the way, if you like the new position of hack/bodge. Normal service resumes shortly with cycling shorts.
And now it's time for cycling shorts.
And here we are, back to normal.
We are indeed cycling shorts. That feels better, doesn't it? We're going to start with news of cycling shorts.
Oh, your little face when you get to do that.
Yeah, it
as
makes
part of the
my
show.
week, Dan. Honestly, it does. Anyway, this is really cool, actually. So, legendary British mountaineering brand RAB. They've long had a great clothing range tailored to fast mountain pursuits as well as climbing snowy peaks. And they've now also launched their first range aimed at adventure cyclists.
From Everesting to Everesting, Si.
See what you did there, mate. That's really good. Yeah.
Anyway, the new range is called Cinder, and it consists of shorts, both lycra and baggy, tops, waterproof, soft shells. It's not dipping a toe in the market. They have gone full throttle with this one.
They absolutely have,
Nice,
yeah.
Annie.
And it looks great, yeah. Now, next up, there was an epic amount of great racing last week with Tadej Pogacar and his tuft of hair demolishing everyone at the Ruta del Sol, and making it Now, what did we say? Was it 3 wins out of 5 or 4 wins out of 6?
4 wins out of 6. So he had a one-day race win at the Hain Paradiso Interior last Monday, or just over a week ago, and he won 3 of the 5 stages and the GC of the Ruta del Sol, now the Vuelta a Andalucía. So actually, I think I worked out that he's won, in his last 13 days of racing, including the end of last year, he's won 8 races, I think.
Wow.
Crazy, because he won Lombardia at the end of last year, Giro dell'Emilia. Bonkers.
Even you in your prime would have struggled with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, even if there were 13 back-to-back Boxing Day 10s, probably wouldn't have won 8 of them.
No, if you want to catch up on all the racing news, of course, head over to GCN Racing and watch the GCN Racing news, because otherwise we'll be here for another one.
We could be.
10 minutes or
but
so.
I did compare him to the likes of Sagan, Kittel and Merckx on the GCN Racing news show yesterday. It's very interesting to see where he fits in that hierarchy at the moment.
Well, yeah, because those aren't 3 names you normally put together, Merckx, Sagan and Kittel.
No, but we were trying to think of current riders and modern day riders who would have won prolifically from a fairly young age to see where Big actually compares. Anyway, you have to watch the show to find out. But back to the GCN show, and Ollie is over at the UAE Tour getting his hands on the best tech and basically trying to arm wrestle some pro riders.
Yes,
over there.
I don't think it'll tax them very much, will it, if they have to arm wrestle Ollie? But anyway, fingers crossed, some of them are up for it. It was also at the UCI Esports World Championships on Saturday, and at the end of a cracking trio of races for both men and women, 2 very worthy winners were crowned.
Yes, even though it's Tuesday, we are not going to do spoilers and give away the result. Nope. But if you want to, you can watch it on GCN Racing's YouTube channel or GCN Plus, whichever you wish. But do check it out. The elimination format, I thought, was cruel but great entertainment.
Brilliant entertainment. Right, now, some news from here in the UK. A true cycling legend unfortunately passed away last week. Someone who was perhaps not as widely known in life as she deserved to be.
No, Eileen Sheridan, nicknamed the Mighty Atom for her diminutive stature, was really a true trailblazer for women's cycling, wasn't she? She broke all 21 women's time trial records between 1944 and 1955, 5 of which are still to be broken to this day.
Amazing, isn't it? Now, bear in mind as well that this was an era when women weren't allowed to compete in the Olympics, nor even UCI World Championship events. Was basically nothing, wasn't it? Which is shocking, really. And her feats are utterly bonkers, even in a modern context. But on bikes of that era, the speed that she rode at, it's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, so the holy grail for British distance cyclists, Land's End to John O'Groats, all 874 miles of it. She did that in just 2 days, 11 hours and 7 minutes, having ridden the first half without a single break from riding.
Yeah, what an absolute weapon. She passed away at the age of 99 last week as well. Incredible, really.
Yeah. A reminder now, though, to get your entries into the competition to win 2 tickets to the Global Bike Festival in June in Austria. You've got until Friday of this week to get your entries in. You can find a link to it in the description below this video.
Yeah, now if you have been living under a rock, the Global Bike Festival is our annual get-together in the Austrian Alps. So we've got road, we've got gravel, we've got mountain bike, we've got e-mountain bike, loads of off-bike events as well. Just basically a general party and celebration of cycling.
It is, isn't it? Head over to globalbikefestival.com for more details, and you can find me over there on some sort of e-bike.
Right, now Dan, I was reading on Cycling News the other day that Pinarello might be up for sale.
I saw that, and then I decided that I probably couldn't afford it, even though it seems like a good deal. One top-of-the-range Pinarello Dogma F will set you back about €12,000, pounds or dollars, but you can buy all of them and the rest of the brand for €250 million.
Well, yeah. Not a bad deal. Investors bought a majority stake of the brand in 2016 and are now looking to cash out with, we hear, Fausto Pinarello, star of a recent GCN Plus film, in fact, in the running to take back control of the brand that he has, of course, still got a stake in. Now, speaking of GCN Plus, this week's film, we're going to give you a taster of it because it's an absolute perler. Andrew Feather, who we all know and love here, set out with another team of ace climbers to try to take the KOM on Alpe d'Huez off none other than Sepp Kuss that he set during the Tour de France this year. I absolutely love this film, so make sure you check it out. It's up on GCN Plus now, and here is a little sneak peek for you. 5 of Europe's best individual hill climbers, with one combined goal: to take the most prestigious KOM outdoors.
It's the guy who holds the fastest time up the climb.
You're going to be against the best riders in the world.
You guys are experts in your field. The most KOMs in the world. God knows how many national hill climb titles.
Every great team needs a great leader, and we've enlisted World Tour Director Sportif Tom Southern.
The challenge is whether or not we can actually get them all to do this for one of them.
Hey, Tom.
How you going? This is the segment we're doing. 13.9 Ks, 1,000 meters elevation gain, average grade 8%. Sepp Kuss is the best time, 39.21. That's our goal. And we're going to have to really want it tomorrow, because it's not easy.
5 minutes, mate. Come on, come on. All in, mate, all in.
How are you feeling?
100% I think we could get it.
Dude, great ride, mate. Really, really good.
We have to kind of build a team atmosphere.
Going into it, you're kind of like, I'll show them, you know?
Looks like Luca's just going to sacrifice himself. He's changed the speed dramatically now.
Keep your turn consistent, but not too hard, okay?
I do believe we could beat it. How?
We've lost one.
F***ing now or never, man. Come on!
This is crunch time.
It's time now for Caption Competition, which is, I believe, in the right place in the show, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah. I'm feeling very comfortable with Caption
Although
Competition.
we have just come after, anyway, totally lost. But the premise is still the same. You get a chance to win a GCN Elite water bottle. All you have to do is put a witty caption in the comments section down below. We'll pick a winner next week. And of course, we will start with the results from last week first.
We will. We actually have a witty username. Mr. Grenade McBoom is the winner this week.
That's like something like a name of Homer Simpson would give himself, isn't it?
Caption contest, the placement for the latest Di2 junction box is really getting under the skin.
I like it.
Well done, Mr. McBoom. Get in touch on Facebook with your address. We will get the standard coloured GCN water bottle out to you as soon as possible.
Still working on it.
Still
working
on the gold
on it.
ones.
Yeah, it'll happen.
This week's photo comes from stage 1, I believe, of the UAE tour. This is Peter Surrey looking rather sorry for himself at the back of the race. Hot on the success of his attempt last week with the caption, Sai is going to get us started this time too.
Oh my God. Okay.
Works on the show. Probably doesn't work quite as well written down in the comments
Yeah,
below.
I've got no idea how you can spell that. But at least I've said it now, so no one else needs to bother writing it down. I just feel for him. Look at the peloton in the distance.
Oh, man.
No team cars, no convoy.
Yeah, that
Just
stage 1 yesterday, if you're watching this on Tuesday, it was split to pieces after 3 kilometres of racing. Whoa. Would have been a long day for a few rides at the back.
All right then. Well, anyway, there's your photo. Get stuck in the comment section down below. The best will win a GCN Elite water bottle. And we don't actually take your usernames into consideration, do we? Although Mr. Grenade McBoom would win a prize if there was one available to you.
Comments of the week now, ahead of what we've got coming up for you on GCN Plus this week. Starting with a few that came under last week's show, the first of which is from Niall Shakeshaft. I live in Helsinki these days, but I went to uni in Bath. I can confirm that I have never been as cold as I once was in a flat on Julian Road in the early 90s. Sir Ranulph and the GCN crew are tough specimens indeed.
Yeah, we are. And that is written from someone who lives in Finland, which I would imagine is a little bit chilly right now.
Yes.
So there we go. It's pretty much official now. The UK winter is about as bad as it's possible to be.
You could have turned the heating on in your flat, I guess, but you live and learn, don't you?
Well, yeah, that is true. What we learned, it's a bit weird, isn't it? But that's the username. It said the terror on Dan's face when confronted with the idea of buying someone else a pint. You're normally pretty good about
I'm pretty good with rounds, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the pub quiz the other night and I had dinner beforehand with a mate, and for some reason towards the end he suggested that we flipped a coin, got best of 3 for who paid for the meal. I was like, yeah, okay, and I won.
Oh, bonus.
Yeah, so I didn't have to pay for my meal.
That's
he was
good.
actually devastated. It was your idea.
Yeah, you can't
I would
complain.
happily have gone hard. Anyway,
And
I
the one
digress.
thing at the Global Bike Festival that you will have to watch out if you are buying rounds with Dan is that they come round very quickly, don't they? In about half the time you would normally expect a round to be. Dan's there with another pint for you. So yeah, watch out.
Talking of the Global Bike Festival, this one came in from Philip Marie. Nice of you guys to give away Alex's tickets to the Global Bike Festival.
Alex? You mean the tech presenter, Adam? Or was it Andy?
Colin.
That guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, well, you know, like we had to get the tickets from somewhere, didn't we?
Well, exactly, yes.
He's cordially invited to my early 40th birthday celebrations, though, Alex. So he'll be there, knocking around in Saalbach. Yeah.
I guess you're turning 40 around that time, aren't you? Wow.
3 days after, mate. I'll either be really happy or really sad, I think.
Well, we'll wait and see.
Well, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Turn up to the Global Bike Festival and find out. Under 6 cycling mistakes we still make, Evan Tozer said, watching Manon squeeze that brake lever without a wheel in made me laugh out loud. This is by far my biggest fear while working on a disc wheel bike, which I never have, touch wood, done yet. Yeah. It is a fear, particularly when travelling with your bike. Oh, man.
Well, also because brake levers are there just to be pulled, aren't they?
Yeah,
whether there's wheels in or not.
Especially when they feel so good.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
I just get a mechanic to sort it out after I've mucked it up. Meanwhile, under why power to weight is crucial in cycling, how to improve yours, C.R. Bonder. Have I done that right? Or that's another stupid mistake I've made. I love the reminder that consistency is key and that to be able to go hard once in a while, you need to train hard once in a while.
Yes.
Quickly moving on to Nicotinless. I'm a simple man. I see a video with Si in the thumbnail and I click it. Yeah. Probably won't do after you're 40.
No, that's true. Well, thank you very much for that. That's very kind of you. In the video that Hank made, the last one in our little mini-series from Girona, Seattle Girl, I think, is that Seattle Girly? This video is really a testament to how good the GCN photographers really are and that you should always bring them with you. Yes. Yeah, what can you say? Hank did his best, didn't he, really? So, yeah.
Sterling 1989, but for somebody who doesn't cope well with caffeine, Hank sure does drink a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, that explains a lot about his life as well, doesn't it, really? Right then, and then finally, under the anatomy of a perfect climber, cardiac cyclist 747 said, for somebody who is involved in one of the most scientific disciplines within what is already a scientific sport, I find Andrew's riding to enjoy attitude so refreshing and relatable. He proves you don't have to be obsessive to be the best. No, but it does help to be the best. Doesn't it? I've always thought this, like when you are the best, it's easy to be like, well, yeah, just go and ride and enjoy it.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
Right, we better move on to what we've got coming up for you on the channel this week. On Wednesday, it's kind of about bike fit, really.
It is. Another one with Phil Burt.
Yeah, all about finding the correct sized bike and then looking at the reach, which is of course how far in front your bars are from where you are sat on the saddle. Very important for comfort, and if you're interested in it, you can go fast on the bike as well. On Thursday, we've got a load of tips for female cyclists.
We do indeed, from female cyclists. And then on Friday, as we mentioned, Ollie is over at the UAE Men's Tour, and he is filming all sorts of stuff for GCN Tech and for GCN as well. So he's got something up his sleeve for Friday. I don't know what yet, but I suspect it'll be good. And then on Saturday, Hank did what Hank normally does, which is race 550 miles to try and get to the start of a rugby match. All for the MND charity. So that's going to be absolutely amazing. And then on Sunday, we're still going. You asked for it, we've done it. The Lotus that we raced on the GCN test track, we've taken to the wind tunnel to find out exactly how fast the Lotus 110 time trial bike really is in comparison to a modern time trial bike and a modern road bike as well.
It's amazing how well that thing's aged, really, isn't it? I know it stands the advantage of having been within the rules at the time and no longer within the rules, but still.
You say that, Dan.
Well, don't give it too much away.
It wasn't that good on the GCN test track, so that's the intriguing thing, is to know whether in a wind tunnel it's still rapid.
Yeah, I'll be interested to find out. We've already shown you what the GCN Plus documentary is this week, but we haven't told you about what racing we've got coming up.
Settle down, make yourself a cup of tea. This is going to take a while,
Well,
isn't it,
the
Dan?
big thing, Si, as you know, is opening weekend in Belgium. So our first taste of cobblestones for 2023. So on Saturday, it is the men's and then the women's Omloop Het Nieuwsblad. Some territory restrictions apply. And on Sunday, it's Kuurne Brussels Kuurne, which is available worldwide. So you'll be able to watch that.
That's just a men's race, isn't it?
It is just men's at the moment, yeah. Meanwhile, Gran Camino starts on Thursday. I think it was the Vuelta a Galicia, known as before. That one sees Jonas Vingegaard compete for the first time in 2023, last year's Tour de France champion. I wonder how he's feeling, seeing his arch rival Tadej Pogacar already racking up 5 wins in his first week of racing in 2023. Do you think he's fully confident still, or is he worried?
I suspect now he knows that Chris Froome has tipped him to win this year's Tour de France, he's probably feeling a little bit better, because otherwise I reckon he's feeling a bit nervous. But yeah, did I read as well that Primož Roglic is only doing 1 race in the lead up to the Giro?
I missed that.
Apparently he's only doing
Catalunya.
Catalunya.
As it's my job to keep up on racing news show, but
Well,
no, I haven't
check
seen
me
that.
out.
Yes.
I mean, it's probably wrong.
It's the
now
sort of
you
thing
said
that he
it.
does do. He's doing fewer and fewer races. You can see why though, because the more races he does, the more time he's on the deck, isn't he?
Well, yeah, very true, very true. Cool, right. I think that's probably it, isn't it, for
I
this
think
week?
that's all for this week's show, yes.
Oh, no, it's not. I tell a lie. I promised that I would do a shout out to these. Check it out. So these are the latest GCN Club socks. They said off-white.
Oh, I was about to say off-white.
Off-white, yeah, but look at that. That is
Green.
classy, isn't it? Off-white with, oh God, we're getting into this again, isn't it? Some form of maroon, claret, burgundy, red, and blue. I think we can all agree that that's blue, right?
That is blue, yes. Not quite navy blue, is it? It's a bit lighter than that, but not quite turquoise either. But yeah, I would say that's dark red, maroon.
There we go. Anyway, so that is the latest GCN Club sock, and that is a banger. That's probably
Sock
one of my
57.
probably one of my favourites out of all 57.
Wow, it's been going that long, is it? I've got almost all of them very neatly in my drawer still, but I am running out of space, I've got to say.
Yeah, we need to see a photograph of that at some point, Dan.
Well, we did have a video a few months back. It hasn't changed dramatically since then.
got an extra-
Maybe wait another year for an update.
Right, that is it from the GCN show for this week. It's probably just tipped over into feature-length episode
Sorry.
now, isn't it, really? But yeah, there we go. See you next week.
See you then.